Hey, hello! Welcome everyone to a brand new video. This started out as a writing exercise for myself, but I thought it would be fun enough to share. On today's What If, we will be building a Dragon Ball story based around and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Basically, what if Marvel had gotten the rights to Dragon Ball back in 2007? And were tasked with integrating it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This would, of course, change the rest of the cinematic universe. In adapting Dragon Ball, we'd also have to change various things about the story itself, but I'll try to keep the spirit of both Dragon Ball and Marvel, as well as having various cameos and Easter eggs and stuff like that, just like any other Marvel movie. Also, the power levels and universe of Dragon Ball have been toned down, so it can be set in a more realistic world, like the rest of the Marvel universe. I tried to keep all of the other movies intact, but I decided to do something a bit different with the Reality Stone. So, for Phase 2, I will have to cut out Thor: The Dark World. Maybe then we could have gotten a good Thor movie? Anyways, let's begin. We open the story with a starry sky, where a ship crashes onto Earth, next to a small house. Out comes an old man, and hears a cry of a young boy. He goes to pick him up, just to see a tail drop. They both laugh, and we cut to the Marvel logo. When we open up again, we see it's 17 years later, at a place called Capsule Corp, a subsidiary of Stark Enterprises in Japan. Bulma just finished up a call with Tony Stark, an old friend, about sending over more Hoi Poi capsules to store Iron Man suits in. Their parents had worked together in the Super Soldier Project during World War II. Bulma's parents had lived in the United States at that time and helped the US government. Dr. Briefs and his wife had met there, so Bulma is half American. She tells Tony that she's going on a vacation for a while. She winks as she says that. She then hangs up the phone and takes the Dragon Radar and a Dragon Ball, which are a bit more red than the ones we know. She had been tasked by S.H.I.E.L.D. to travel through the world and find these relics called the Dragon Balls, after S.H.I.E.L.D. found one stored in ice, along with Captain America. We then see Goku in Mount Paozu, training by himself. His tale is very obvious. He was around 16-17 years old, living by himself. We see then that Bulma is at the foot of the mountain, asking people around about the Dragon Balls. But all she gets are warnings about a monster that lives on top of the mountain. She decides to go anyways, but once there, she gets attacked by a pterodactyl. She thinks this is the monster they are talking about, but Goku saves her with a power pole. She shoots at him when she notices the tail, but Goku is okay. She profusely apologizes when she realizes it's just a kid. They introduce themselves and Bulma tells Goku that she is looking for the Dragon Balls. She then freaks out a little when Goku shows her his. Goku claims that it's his grandpa's treasure, and he can't just give it out. But she tells him that they can grant any wish, and he could even maybe have it, eventually. She also tells him that he'd be able to see the world and learn. Bulma is older, and she's worried about him being all alone. So finally, he agrees, excited to go on an adventure. We then see a dark room where a team of two, a woman and a short man, along with their dog, are afraid. As they reach over for a Dragon Ball that's in a tomb in South America, they then turn around and hand it over to a dark figure who they call Piccolo. The team then runs away.
Let them go. We have what we need. 1 down, 6 to go.
Then cut back to Goku and Bulma in Russia, where they find a Dragon Ball after helping a village that had been terrorized by a monster that transforms. They find out that the monster is no monster at all, just a boar that the people were afraid of at night. They then go to eat at a restaurant. They are having a conversation, and Goku explains how excited he was to travel on a plane for the first time. Goku also tells Bulma that he used to have a grandfather, but he is now dead. Suddenly, the two get attacked by monsters, some winged, some not. All of them green. Bulma shoots some of them down while Goku saves people and takes others down. They realize that they were trying to get the Dragon Balls they have. Bulma grabs one by the neck as she points her gun at it and asks who the hell they are. The monster doesn't respond. Instead, it dies, and Bulma sees a dark figure walk through the door, and next to him, a small green child. The figure uses some kind of power to bring Bulma towards him. Goku goes to attack, but the green child attacks him in return, pushing him back. This gives Bulma time to use her capsule, so both Goku and her escape. Piccolo tells the child to let them go.
Come back, Junior. We will follow them.
Goku asks what the hell that was, And Bulma says she doesn't know, but knows of somebody who might know answers. An old friend of her dad. They head out to Hawaii and land on a small island. There is a bald kid training, along with an old bald man. They are both very confused. Bulma smiles as she gets off and calls him Master Roshi. Roshi asks how Dr. Briefs is. Bulma tells Goku to stay outside while Roshi and her talk business. Roshi is serious and tells her that he doesn't want anything to do with S.H.I.E.L.D. Bulma says it's not about that, though she will need the Dragon Ball that she knows he has. She mostly needs Roshi to train Goku. Roshi refuses, as he already has Krillin to train. Suddenly, they both hear a boom outside. They go look and realize that Goku and Krillin had been fighting, and they both just clashed fists. Roshi sighs, but still refuses, though he recognizes Goku's power. Bulma then tells Roshi about the monster that attacked. Roshi gets worried, and agrees that at the very least, Goku will be safer with him. Roshi tells them all about a story from long ago, about an evil demon king that tried to take over Earth. He was released during World War II, but sealed away quickly once again. His name was Piccolo, and it seemed like someone had unsealed him. He isn't sure who it was, but the only people who really knew about him were either dead or part of S.H.I.E.L.D. Roshi now trusts S.H.I.E.L.D. even less, but Bulma says it couldn't have been then. Roshi decides to trust Bulma, at least for now. Bulma tells Goku that he will have to stay with Roshi while she keeps looking for the Dragon Balls. Right now, she has 4, including the one that Roshi gave her. She has the signal of 2 more, but one is mysteriously absent from the radar. Goku is sad and tells her no, but she has to leave anyways. Goku feels a little betrayed. Bulma promised to return once she had the rest, but Goku and Krillin become good friends and begin to train together. Time passes, and one day Roshi and the boys go to the main island for some food. There, they go to a shop at the foot of a volcano. The volcano is called Fire Mountain, and Roshi is greeted by a girl named Chi-Chi, who instantly falls in love with Goku. Roshi asks how the Ox King is doing, named that for the great meats he sells. Goku is excited to eat, and the Ox King greets them. The Ox King then realizes the power pool and asks if he knows Gohan. Roshi notices it too, and is happy to hear that it was his grandpa, but both are sad to hear that he has passed away. We then cut to Bulma trying to find the next Dragon Ball in a cave. However, it's a trap, and Piccolo welcomes her. Bulma is captured, and now Piccolo has 5 of the Dragon Balls. After some more training, Goku is hanging out at the meat shop again. He's taken a liking to the food, and also Chi-Chi. Suddenly, him and Chi-Chi hear an explosion. The volcano is erupting. Goku and Chi-Chi run out to get Roshi, who was setting up the boat. Krillin and him run with Goku to the volcano. They gotta do something. Roshi tells them to stand back as he bulks up. Kamehameha! He fires, destroying part of the volcano and stopping the lava. Everyone is glad, but suddenly it starts back up again. Roshi doesn't know if he has enough power to pull off a stronger Kamehameha, but Goku looks at his hands, then towards the volcano, and finally towards the shop. He knows he can do it. Goku cups his hands and fires a Kamehameha at the volcano, stopping it for good. Everyone celebrates. But something catches Krillin's eye. He goes to get it. Solidified along with the lava was one of the Dragon Balls. Goku realized that the Dragon Radar must not have picked it up because there was several layers deep underground. Goku tells Roshi they gotta contact Bulma about it. When they head back to Kame House, Roshi sees that he has a message, a distress signal from Bulma. All it had was coordinates to the final Dragon Ball. Roshi tells Goku and Krillin to come along, and they all head out to the final Dragon Ball. Roshi clicks away the plane that they had traveled in. They had just landed in Africa. They look for the final Dragon Ball, but finally hear Piccolo say,
"Looking for this?"
He not only has almost every Dragon Ball, but also Bulma. He tells Goku to hand over the final Dragon Ball, or Bulma dies. He doesn't know what to do. Roshi and Krillin heads towards 2 different sides of Piccolo, while Goku uses the power pole to extend it out to Bulma. She grabs onto it, while Roshi fires a Kamehameha at Piccolo. They save Bulma, but now Piccolo releases his men. The young one, who he also calls Piccolo, attacks Goku. They have a long battle as Piccolo battles Roshi, and Krillin battles some of Piccolo's men along with Bulma. Roshi had brought a gun for Bulma, and she is using it. The battle stops dead in its tracks when Piccolo punches Roshi non-stop until he dies. Goku and Krillin cry out to the sky as they hold their master. Goku stops. He was staring straight at a full moon. Goku transforms into an Ozaru, and everyone tries to get away, However, Piccolo's stuck fighting the monkey, as he almost gets stepped on. Meanwhile, Piccolo Jr. dives in to get the Dragon Ball that Goku had dropped as he transformed. He runs as far away as possible with the Dragon Balls, and summons the dragon. Shenron is formed from a red, semi-solid element. Piccolo Jr. asks for his father to be returned to youth, and the wish is granted. The Dragon Balls spread once again, just as Krillin punches Piccolo Jr. across the jaw, knocking him out. King Piccolo is now stronger than ever, and even the Ozaru is having troubles. They know it could go bad, so Bulma has to figure out what to do. She finally notices that the tail had perked up when he saw the moon, and every time Piccolo hit anywhere towards it, he would react. So that had to be the key. Krillin flies over to Bulma and tells her of an idea he just had. Using one of the Hoi Poi capsules that held a helicopter, Bulma and Krillin fly towards the Ozaru, cutting the tail off with the helicopter's blades. It nearly destroys the helicopter, but the tail is cut off, and Goku returns to normal. Bulma and Krillin get away from the helicopter just as it explodes. Krillin laughs and comments on how he wants to get an attack just like that. However, now Piccolo is strong enough to kill them all. Goku is dazed, but finally wakes up. Krillin hands him something to put on as to not be naked. Piccolo is charging up a giant blast, but Goku and Krillin nod at each other. Though Krillin is frightful, he doesn't know if he will be able to do it. Goku fires a Kamehameha at Piccolo. The two blasts collide, and Krillin hesitates. Goku knows that he can't do it alone, so he pleads with Krillin to fire his own Kamehameha. Krillin finally does, and together, they blast away King Piccolo. Bulma is relieved, but afraid of how Shield explained how she lost the Dragon Balls to Shield. She does take note, however, of how the dragon appeared from a red, gas-looking type of thing. Krillin then runs over to look for Piccolo Jr., but there's no sign of him. The three go back to Hawaii and mourn Roshi's death. The next scene is Goku, Krillin, and Bulma saying their goodbyes to each other. Krillin and Goku promise to meet up again for the tournament that will be held in a nearby island. Bulma takes Goku back to Mount Pautsu, where Goku sadly tells her that he finally realized something based on what Krillin and her told him. He must have been the one to have killed his grandpa many years ago. It's very sad, but Bulma tells him that it wasn't his fault, and that now he has a new family. They laugh together. Bulma makes Goku promise that someday she will get to analyze that tail of his, if he ever regrows it. The credits then roll, with Goku and Bulma running off to a new adventure. However, through the credits, we get also some different scenes of a world tournament. Chi-Chi is there, and a man with 3 eyes. Goku and Krillin smile at each other as they step onto the stage, but a white cape covers the camera, and we see that Piccolo Jr. is there, with his arms crossed. The credits end, and we get a post-credits scene. Here, we see Goku training alone at night, right next to the place that says it's the World Martial Arts Tournament Stadium. Seemingly the night before the tournament matchup, Goku turns around and sees Bulma leaning on a wall. She steps towards him and tells him that they weren't looking for the Dragon Balls just for fun. She needed to study them for a bigger threat. Goku was taken aback, but then he hears the voice of another man. The voice says,
"There aren't many people like you in the world. Like us, rather. My name's Tony Stark. Take a look at this."
He hands Goku a folder with the word Avengers Initiative,
The world needs people like you to save it from other, bigger green men.
referring to the Hulk attack from not too long ago. Bulma and Tony then walk out of sight, and Goku's left alone staring at the folder. Then the screen fades to black. And that's how the first Dragon Ball movie in the MCU ends. As you can see, I changed a lot of things to make the adaptation more similar to how the MCU has adapted its own comic series. Some Easter eggs here and there. Gohan would have probably been played by Stan Lee for the 1 or 2 scenes he's in. The power is of course scaled down, as I said, to match Phase 1 Marvel as well. And characters are aged up a little too. I didn't want to have a 12-year-old getting punched around. Some connections between characters are made with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the such, which I felt appropriate. The tournament is barely shown, but Marvel movies often skip through major events that are mentioned in later movies, so I thought it would be appropriate. Don't worry though, I have more stuff planned for it and its characters in the future in Phase 2. But for now, let's go to the Avengers.
Hey kids, don't go away. We'll be right back. And now back to our show.
I'm going to assume you guys have seen the other Marvel movies and the Avengers. As Natasha and the rest of the Avengers come together, Tony is tasked with getting Goku. He had already said no to the Avengers, similar to Tony himself. However, Tony was now going along with it because of the threat that Earth seemed to be in. He looks for Goku everywhere but can't find him. Jarvis just keeps telling Tony to keep flying up and up and up until he finally gets above the clouds and sees a giant structure. He can't believe it, but he lands on it. Goku is there, meditating. Tony laughs, telling him to wake up. Goku asks what he's doing there, as he already said no to the Avengers. Tony gets serious and tells him that Earth might actually be in danger. Do it for Roshi. Goku sighs, thinking back to his master, and agrees. He turns back and tells Kami that he will be gone for a bit, and out steps a green man. Tony is scared for a second that it might be Piccolo, but Goku tells him it's just God. Tony laughs it off.
Bye, green dude.
It had been some time since we last saw Goku, and now he has some new skills under his belt, including flying. The power pole is also not around anymore. We only get a glimpse of it when the heroes fly down, and it's sticking between Kami's palace and another object. Once they get to the helicarrier, the Avengers meet each other. Goku is the youngest of them, at just a little under 20 years old. He is obviously kind of dumb and uneducated, which annoys Tony, but the others find him a bit charming. As it turns out, Loki had taken the Tesseract, and they need to prepare to bring him to justice. They are soon alerted to Loki being spotted in Germany. Captain America, Iron Man, and Goku all rush into the scene. Goku and Cap take on Loki, admiring each other's fighting skills. Though Goku is stronger than Cap, after being dazed by a shield to the face, Loki is overpowered by Goku's Kamehameha and Iron Man's blast. Then taken by the team. The team is soon attacked by Thor, who wants to take Loki, but Goku bursts out the Quinjet, ready to battle the God of Thunder. It is a destructive scene, and Iron Man joins in, taking Thor to the ground, where Captain America intervenes between the three. Loki nearly escapes thanks to the altercation. Stark looks at Goku sternly, blaming him for the rash decision that almost cost them the prisoner. But Captain America points out that Tony is no much different. Plus, Loki's still their prisoner. At the helicarrier, an argument is started over S.H.I.E.L.D. using the Tesseract to create weapons. Goku is mostly silent, but he does know that it shouldn't be used for that purpose. Meanwhile, Hawkeye, who is under the control of Loki, begins to sabotage the helicarrier. This causes an explosion where Banner turns into the Hulk. Though Thor attempts to battle the monster, it isn't enough. Goku also attempts this. Goku's power is obviously incredible, though for fairness, I'd put him below Thor in this universe for now. It takes both the God of Thunder and Goku himself working together to defeat the Hulk. The two heroes admire each other, thinking they were both really powerful.
You're a mighty adversary, Goku. In a different situation, I'd love to challenge you for fun.
In the process of taking the Hulk down, Hulk is knocked out of the helicarrier and onto the ground below. Goku and Thor want to help him out, but the helicarrier is coming down fast. Goku flies out to attempt to hold up the helicarrier, while Captain America and Iron Man fix the turbines. Sadly, Loki escapes through the commotion and kills Agent Phil Coulson in the process. This motivates Goku to keep helping out the Avengers. Finally, the attack in New York starts, with Loki opening the portal from the top of Stark Tower. Chitauri pour out of the portal. But not only that, other races of aliens attack as well. They all wear similar battle armor and scouters. The Avengers gather in a circle to confront the swarm of enemies, including the Hulk, who had caught up with them not long before. Everyone gets their own mission. Goku's is mostly to control the attack, while the others deactivate the portal. He does this through various Kamehamehas up to the portal, destroying ships in the process. In the midst of the battle, we see some scenes of Loki talking to someone who is shrouded by darkness. They are both discussing their forces attacking Earth. One has a very distinct laugh. However, it's obvious that they are both working for somebody else. The Hulk and Goku make a destructive force together as they battle the enemies. A group of them that was coming for Goku gets scared once they realize who he is and say, I didn't know there were Saiyans here. No one told us about that. Before trying to escape. Goku was confused but paid little mind to it. He didn't know what a Saiyan was. When the Avengers realized that the missile may be the only way to stop the attack, Goku offers to be the one to take it up there. Tony realizes that Goku could probably do it, since he can clearly breathe where there is limited oxygen. However, he decides to be the one to do it, since he has extra protection thanks to the Iron Man suit. Tony achieves his goal, destroying the portal, and the team reunites as Goku crashes through Stark Tower, knocking Loki onto the ground. The Avengers then gather around Loki, arresting him. The team says their goodbyes, but they leave knowing they have a new team, the Avengers. And that is the end of Phase 1 with Dragon Ball. In the post-credits scene, we see not only Thanos, but somebody else he's talking to. Somebody with a tail and horns. There are some questions left unanswered, but don't worry, that is for part 2. I wanted to do it all in one video, but then I realized it would be very long. So I'm gonna divide it up just like Marvel did into phases. Don't worry though, I have a lot of stuff planned for this small series, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's really crazy, really wacky of a concept, but I thought it would be a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun writing it. Tell me in the comments down below what you would like to see in a possible Phase 2, and maybe the Phase 3 that comes after. Anyways guys, this has been Smugstick. Be sure to share, comment, and subscribe. And until we meet again, see ya!
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Smugstick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.